Hi guys, my name is Niranjan and I'm studying MBA at School of Business. So today we are tackling one of the most critical yet often misunderstood concepts in personal finance, which is loan amortization. So what I'll be doing is first I'd like to tell you something about loan amortization. So to give you an example, you must have taken out loan sometimes. So let the loan be anything like personal loan, maybe a car loan or maybe a home loan. So while taking out or maybe even if you put out any inquiry, you may get an amortization schedule. So that schedule is nothing but a blueprint that tells you exactly where every penny of your payment goes, and understanding it is the difference between simply paying a bill and mastering your debt. So, in the next 20 minutes, we'll be breaking down a complex math into simple steps. We'll build our own interactive amortization schedule in a spreadsheet from scratch, and we'll show you a trick that can save you tens of thousands of dollars in interest. So let's dive in. So first, what I like to do is to define loan amortization, or maybe what exactly amortization is. So amortization means paying off debt over time with a fixed payment. And what that exactly means is the you're paying off your debt over the time with fixed regular payment. So crucially, that each payment is split into two parts, which is interest and principal. So early in the loan, most of the your payment goes towards the interest, and later in the loan, most of your payment goes towards the principal. So which finally reduces the amount which you have to repay, which you owe. So now what we'll be doing is we'll be taking up a live example to show you how we can put this into real life use. So for example, what we'll be doing is let's create a hypothetical scenario where you are buying a car worth 10 lakhs and you wanna get a loan for 10 lakhs. So how much interest could you pay? And for example, if you want to repay that loan within 10 years, so how much more you would be like what the exact amount of interest you would be paying? We can calculate all this by this amortization schedule. So let's get into working loan amount. Or we are taking 10 lakhs and interest we are taking 10%. The tenure we would be taking is 10, and the EMI final, we want to calculate how much would be the EMI. So for the interest we would be taking percent divided by 12, because I'll get back to this whether the interest is how it is monthly. And for the tenure, we would be, as we are paying monthly, it would be 10 years and each year has 12 months. So it is 120 months. So for this interest part, what I would like to tell you is, so there are different types of interest. So you can pay the interest on the loan amount could be monthly, could be semi-annually, could be annually, could be quarterly. It depends on the loan, it depends on the contract and the interest. So for example, for this loan amount, we are paying the interest monthly. but there are some government securities, government bonds where you can get the interest on your investment, uh, which could be semi-annually, which is for 6 months. It is calculated semi-annually. So it totally depends on what loan you are getting, or maybe in what asset you are investing. So you need to read the contract carefully. You need to understand what type of interest is, and then you can calculate your amortization schedule accordingly. So, and for the EMI, how we can find out is just you can use the PMT function. The interest rate as we calculated here is this, comma, the NPR would be 120. Your present value is minus uh, this 10 lakhs. And now what we'll be doing is end of the period. Like for after putting double commas, we need to choose the end of the period because loans are calculated at the end of the month, end of the year, and the investments are calculated in the beginning. So once you calculate that, you'll get the amount, and it is basically okay. I've put 1 lakh here, hence just a second. So as we can see that we have to pay about 13,192.93 rupees as interest. And so like this is the monthly EMI which we will have to pay. So now we'll create a proper schedule where we can see like and how much like in exactly how 120 months, what is the exact breakup of the principal, interest, and what would be the balance at the end of the month. So first what we'll be writing is months, and the beginning amount, the EMI, the interest, the principal balance. Just now we would be highlighting it in a way so that we can see it clearly. We need to increase the space. Yeah, so I'll be writing. So like this, there are almost 120 months. So we what we will do is instead of writing till 120, we'll be dragging it down to 120. Now that we have dragged out the 121, what will be writing the beginning amount, which is 10 lakhs rupees. Or instead of writing it, what we have to do is take it directly from here, and the EMI amount would be which we have calculated here. Now the EMI for 120 months would be same, so we'll be dragging it down similar. And so here's the mistake I made. What we have to do is we have to lock the cell so that uh, we can drag it down easily and the amount is locked. Now when we drag it down, it will be same for all the 120 months. Now what we'll be doing is we'll be calculating the interest, which is the E9 cell. So our E9 cell is the beginning amount into the interest which we have to calculate. So this is the exact amount, and I want two decimal places. Yeah. The principal. So here what we will do is equal to minus interest. Now this is the balance amount. Sorry, this is the principal amount which we are paying in the EMI of 13,192. And for the balance, we'll be deducting beginning amount minus principal. So, okay, the cell size is a little bit small. And what we have to do is we can drag it down directly now. We will have to do it for a couple of rows. Then we can probably drag it down easily so that there won't be any issues. So now the beginning amount is not 10 lakhs, it is 9,95,107.07. And here similarly the interest would be calculated, which is, now we won't be taking the amount which is above, we will be taking this into 0.80%, 8,000 to 59.39. And similarly, deducting from the EMI, once we deduct the interest, we will get the principal amount which we are repaying. And similarly, when we take from the beginning amount of the month, we deduct the principal, we get, now we have to repay 9,90,000. Similarly, we will be taking it back from the balance amount, and same for we will do this till row 4, and we'll be taking this cell into 0.8%, and principal minus interest 4,979, and beginning amount minus principal, sorry, beginning amount minus principal will be getting 985 and 99.03. So before going on to cell phone, what I would like to do is I'd like to lock the same amount, like whatever we have. Like for example, locking in the sense what we are doing is so that we can drag it easily. What we like, whatever the common numbers, we would be locking it. For example, see, we can lock this, and probably this, because beginning amount is nothing but the balance of the previous month, so we can easily lock it. And so similarly, before I type it, I'm locking it here itself. See, now the amount is locked, and for the interest also similarly, because the rate of interest is also same, and we are locking the amount. Similarly here also. um, Here we are not locking anything because these are basic functions which can be dragged down easily. Here there is interest to be multiplied, that is why, and here we have logged it. J12, because see there's a pattern, J11, J12, J13, and now we'll be calculating it for the last time. The beginning amount into a rate of interest. I will be locking it here itself. 7.15 thousand rupees as the interest out of 13,192, and the remaining would be your principal. So now, as you can see, the principal amount is increasing. And so, as in the earlier in the video I said, in the beginning of the your loan repayment period, so in the beginning, in the initial few months, or maybe in the initial few years, you would be paying back the most of your EMI would consist more of the interest and less of principal. But as you go towards the end of your period of repayment, the your EMI would consist more of the principal and less of the interest. So here, as we go towards the 120th month, you could be this values would be increasing and the interest values would be decreasing. Now the beginning amount minus principal, we get this. So what now we can do is, wait, I will align it later. We can drag it down now. Okay, the months are already dragged down. So should so as we can see, the final amount has come to be zero. That is the outstanding balance has come out to be zero. What I've done is actually I've changed the rupees sign to dollars. So, and I've aligned all the values little bit. So as we can see, what I was trying to tell you is, at the starting of the loan repayment period, our our EMI consisted of two parts, interest and principal. In the earlier period of the repayment of loan, the interest was more, as we can see, and the principal was less. But as we go towards the 120th month, interest is almost like gone to zero. It is 108 rupees, and our principal value has increased a lot. So, and finally, the last value is uh, 0. And now what we'll be doing is we'll be calculating like how much exactly interest we have paid, and whether we have paid exactly 10 lakhs or maybe more or maybe less. Let's see. So to calculate the exact breakup of our EMI, like the total over 120 months, we'll be using the function of sum. And what we'll be doing is, first we'll be taking the interest of the first month, and we'll be actually like selecting all the interests for the period of 120 months, and it would give us exact amount, which is 5,83,152 rupees 0.01 paise. And similarly for our one second, let me select the sum function. And similarly for the principal amount, like what is the exact number of principal we are taking. And similarly, we'll be selecting the whole column of principal paid, and it should come about 10 lakhs as it was our loan amount. And now to calculate, so the interest, I would like to put it as light red, because It is the extra money we are paying at the end of the day. And green, I would put it in light blue because that is the amount we had to pay. And what I would like to now, so we'll be calculating the exact amount, like the total amount we have paid, which is actually a lot, 15 lakhs 83,152.01 rupees. So we had taken a loan for 10 lakhs for our car, and at the end of after 10 years we have paid almost 15 lakhs 83,152 rupees. So we have actually paid more than the price of the car, and the value of the car has also depreciated. So it was in a way a loss for us to take a loan, but we can also argue that sometimes taking loan can help us save little bit taxes, but it totally depends on what type of car you're taking. So maybe you could have taken an EV car, so that could have saved up you on fuel cost. So why I'm telling you about other costs is because you can compensate for the interest of 5,83,000 somewhere. And now we'll be seeing. So, in what I would like to, my next part is conclusion. What I would like to, in summary, we have broken down loan amortization into three parts, which is calculate the EMI using PMT function, and second is set up a schedule to calculate your interest and principal and the new balance. And in the third step, you can drag down the formulas to the end and discover the true cost of your loan. That is, what is the extra interest you are paying. And this isn't just a spreadsheet, it's a powerful tool for your financial clarity. Don't be passive with your debt. Use this schedule to find your path to financial freedom. And if you found this guide helpful, please hit the like button, share this video with your friends who need it, and subscribe for more personal finance deep dives. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.